Hello friends and family, my name is Skylent. Today we're going to be asking and answering the question, well, at least you guys in the comments below, but I'll be asking and ranting here. Is EA really so evil? Is Battlefront 2 really such a steaming, heaping pile of dookie? So this video is coming off of the news where players and streamers and stuff and peoples have gleamed that apparently EA has daily limits on the credits earned in a specific game mode, the arcade mode. And that is just, you know, it's a small slice of the shit pie, really, of all that's going on, but basically, this means that a pay-to-win game that is extremely grindy to unlock pretty much anything in the game whatsoever. They also made it really hard to get credits because there's literally, in your face, just a complete limit on the daily credits that you can earn. Like, you can play the game and you might actually be having fun. Maybe you're a completely ignorant gamer or you're just trying your best and trying to believe in the Star Wars hype. And you just want to play this game and you want to get your money worth out of it. But then all of a sudden, you get slapped in the face and it's like, okay, look. There's a lot of this game you haven't unlocked yet, but, you know, you're playing a lot of it. We know you like it, but you can't earn any more credits. Sorry for that. We would really appreciate if you spent a little bit more money, you know, buy some stuff, you know, cash shop, or go play, you know, one of our other games. And that's pretty much it. Actually, historically, if you really want people to, you know, switch around to different games and, you know, pay you money, you got to do calls to actions. And you have to do that, I guess. I mean, I hate the word have to, but apparently it's so important that basically almost every mobile game has that, and Facebook game. So it's really big now. We could see that coming into AAA games. But I would dare say it's in a lot more than just mobile games and just EA games. I would dare say, look at what Battlefront 2 is doing, and then look at your own game, and kind of compare and contrast and see what's going on. Is Battlefront 2 really such a bad and evil game compared to your favorite game? And I will be name-dropping some games here, probably one at least, that's going to get me a million dislikes. But regardless, I'll save that for a little bit later until the keyboard warriors have tuned out. So, this is a big issue, because the game is grindy. You can't unlock all of the game immediately, because you get slapped in the face. Now, this is just one game mode, and the excuse that I guess I could probably assume they're going to make is that this makes it to where, okay, you play the arcade game mode, you get credits, but then they want you to move to different game modes, you know, play some of the different maps, because this game does have different game modes, and it is a big team battle game. It's reliant on having a big population, so there is a need to churn players through the different, you know, ranked queues or search queues overall. Yes, this was a big issue in Halo and Titanfall 1. Players just weren't going to different game modes. So this is one way where if this is like this most popular game mode, to maybe incentivize people to go to different game modes. Or just different games from EA. And mobile games, that's how it works. You know, like Clash of Clans. Okay, well, I reached my little limit here. I'm going to go play Clash Royale. Oh, I'm reached the daily limit. Let's go play Boom Beach. I was there. I've done that grind, guys. But here, immediately, I would say that a solution, even though a critic's job is not to create solutions, but whatever, here I am because I'm boss. Look at Overwatch. Overwatch gives you daily rewards. That's the difference. You can play the game and you can consistently like earn stuff, but to incentivize people to go play some of the weird arcade modes, you get extra loot boxes. You know, if you actually play and win consecutively and stuff like that, like that's cool. Okay. And the loot boxes, even though it is random, it's still just cosmetic. You have the whole game. The whole game is unlocked for you. Every map, every game mode, every character, it's all unlocked for you. You bought the game, you play the game, and all these cosmetics that we're making, you know, you get tons of it for free, or, you know, you get loot boxes, and you get rewarded. You have daily rewards. So every day you can play those game modes, and you earn what you normally would, but then extra. So that's different. Daily rewards are obviously the same, but opposite to daily limits. It really isn't that mind-boggling, is it, guys? Like, it's pretty simple, is it not? Well, here's the thing. Okay, they did their math. They did the math. They know. They got their spreadsheets out. They hired some really smart people, and they figured that if they did this, they would just earn more money than the people that they turned away. Obviously, you know, stopping people from really enjoying your game, unlocking your game, or even playing your game, because Clash of Clans does this, where you just can't play the game anymore. You reach your time limit or your resource limit and you're just cut off, man. You're not playing the game anymore. Or if you want to keep playing, you can spend a little bit of money. Of course, that's what it is, guys. It really is just a way for them to get more money. This is not a system to try to help populate other game modes. They might say that. It's just baloney. And you might say that if you compare it to your favorite games. You're like, oh, well, my favorite game, it does this for this reason, blah, blah, blah. That's really what I want to make this video about, actually. EA, right? It's doing this thing, it's doing that thing, and that. Okay, it's doing a lot, right? It's a pretty big shit pie, but this specific thing, the daily limits, is just a small piece of the shit pie. But look at the internet, what it has to say, because this should give me some credibility, because it's not just me saying this. Now in this big game that we can all see and wanted to like, so a lot of people wanted to buy it, so everyone's talking about it, everyone's looking at it, and we can clearly see the objective faults in the game design. We're all calling it out. But then all of a sudden, if you try to talk about some guy's MMO over here, some mobile game over here, some Facebook game over here, some, that console game did that thing, but, it was a free-to-play console. It doesn't matter how much it cost initially or how much it costs later, if it has a sub fee, or if it's doing this amount of goodwill, or it gives you this amount of free stuff, or it's this awesome of a game. It doesn't matter. These are bullet points, checklist of things you should not put in your game. It will never make your game a better game. It will never make it a better experience, and it ruins the art. Of course, I think I've said that every video talking about EA is like, the art of the game has been perverted. So this is another thing that just, it sucks. But a lot of games do this thing specifically, and a lot of people just totally don't talk about it. Clash Royale, Clash of Clans, a bunch of mobile games. You're like, oh, that's mobile games, and they're free. This is only bad because it's a $60 game. No, guys, this is a single thing that ruins an experience for many players. And it stops many people from actually interacting with each other, which also, hurts the game. And there are other ways to actually incentivize players, whatever excuse this might have to be in the game. There's other ways, there's other solutions that you don't have to be smart to think about to actually put in the game here. There's other things, okay? There's other ways to go about this. And if you make the excuse for your game that there is no other way, or they have to do it for this reason, that reason, no, they don't. This is something that it's an easy thing to do. It's an easy thing to throw in the game. It's really easy to recognize, and I do think people recognize. I do think people know about this. We are aware of this. You can just ask anybody and be like, oh yeah, mobile games, fuck mobile games. But my dudes, you excuse it. You completely excuse these systems. And maybe some of you think that you completely bypass those systems. I got a video on that. Don't worry, guys. I got a video for you guys who just grind all day and free to play, and you think that you're not a part of it. Oh, I play a pay-to-win game, but I don't, pay to win, so I'm not part of the problem. Oh, don't worry. I got something for you. But this is just real bad. This is all real bad. But here, I wanted to make a video really spotlighting this new thing, right? But this new thing should be really easy to kind of reflect on for your game. And so let's go ahead and, at the end of the video here, let's name drop. Can we do that? Can we do that? Am I allowed to do this, guys? Okay, I'm assuming the people who just clicked on the title and then just wrote their piece and left, I think now I'm safe to talk about this and drop this. So, recently I was reviewing a game called Warframe. And through every single day, I was playing the game, grinding through the game. I definitely had some issues with the grind, with the loopholes you had to jump through, and with a lot of these systems put in place, the monetization scheme of the game. And I called it out in multiple videos, and I called out different parts of these schemes, and I called out different parts of the game overall that I didn't enjoy. Of course, as well, things I did enjoy. It's a cool game. It's probably the best in its genre, but it literally, actually, just copied and pasted. Battlefront 2 and Warframe actually have very similar mechanics, to the point where it's like it's even called the same thing. So in Warframe, there is actually currency daily limits. There are daily limits. There are reputation daily limits with the new expansion. And their forums were actually pretty talkative about stuff like that. But the thing that really pissed me off, though, is that people would be like, oh, the limits are too small. Oh, they're too small. I mean, if they were a little bit bigger, that'd be fine. What? Guys, it is not okay to have limits in your game. Give daily rewards to incentivize players to do things, but don't limit players from actually unlocking your game. Players who want to play all day 24/7, maybe they work 6 days a week, and for that one day, they just want to go ham. That one day that they play a month, they just want to go ham. No, because they need to incentivize you to come back every day, because that's important for Steam numbers. They need to incentivize you to come back every day, and they need to incentivize you to spend money, or et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. And I know immediately you guys are saying, oh, no, you could play the game for free, or man, you shouldn't play games for like over 12 hours in one day. Like I said, like some people have different lives than you, and maybe that's kind of hard to realize and to think about, but some people have different time schedules. Some people do different things, and they play games in different ways. And you might say, well, for those people, they can spend money. They're the people that should spend money. No, I think that when you design a game, you should design it with the art in mind, with the true spirit in mind. And Warframe is one of those games that has so consistently stayed true to its spirit, but at the same time has been one of the most money-hungry games, one of the most player-limiting games that I've ever seen. A game that is supposed to be sort of like a toy box. You get all these toys that you can play with. You jump into the different dungeons and levels and you do different things, and yet they make it it's not just a grind. They literally give you limits on crafting these things. Also, notice the timers. We didn't even talk about timers in this game. Dude, does Battlefront 2 even have timers? Because you know what game has timers? Warframe. So that's what I want to ask you, really. That's what I want to end the video on. Is EA really so evil? In my opinion, yes. I mean, that's pretty obvious, actually. But now, compare and contrast, because my review sort of system here, I guess, is comparing. You know, I do lots of top 10s list videos. I compare and contrast all the time. So I'm going to leave this to you guys. Comparing it to modern games, modern free-to-play, modern MMOs, non-free-to-play, whatever. Look how many games have these systems. Look how many games actually do emulate Battlefront 2. Your favorite games that you love. And I have to admit, Warframe is the #1. Clash of Clans is the #1 in its genre. I can do this all over the place. Technically, sure. But in the end, is EA evil compared to your favorite game? I mean, we see what the internet feels. We see what the world says about this. So what does that say about you? As a player, are you an enabler? And the answer is yes. Even if you aren't the one spending money, you are. And I'll do a video on that and explaining that. But that's pretty much it here, guys. The news: EA imposes daily limits on credits earned in Battlefront 2's arcade mode. Who would have guessed? Yeah, small piece of the shit pie, but there it is. Another another cherry on top, of course, absolutely. But I'm pretty much done talking about EA, unless some other extra thing comes out, but probably not. Anyways, that's my thoughts and feelings. I always like to go a little bit extra, and I like to talk about the industry as a whole, so that's kind of the spin on this video and why it's worthwhile putting on YouTube. But if you also agree that this was a worthwhile little speech and rant I gave, and if, I don't know, if you got some cool comments you think is worthwhile, then let me know in the comments below. Peel some eyeballs on that Patreon, like, subscribe, share, all that good stuff. You guys, call to action. Hey, I'm not gonna hide my YouTube video behind a paywall. See, I give you rewards. I'm like, hey, you can do this. Here's a call to action, but here's the video anyways. Whatever, guys. It's just, if you do stuff, then I'll probably do better videos in the future. See, there's a difference. Limits versus rewards. There's a difference, guys. Much love. Hope you have fun. I'll see you in the next one.